Boo! Did I scare you? Look at that. Oh, that reminds me. I'm Mad Janet. I'm here with my host. Oh, no. This is sad news. John has sadly left due to a mudslide. But it's okay, because I stole a furry instead. Hello, Koldamar.
Hi.
How are you?
I was gonna do meow as my first thing because you called me a furry, but I pussied out almost instantaneously.
That would have gotten us so many more views. What the hell?
And not everything is about the views.
Well, but like funny. Have you ever
Yeah.
meowed on stream?
Yeah, I meowed like last week.
Oh, what? What?
You were
What?
working, I think.
What? Actually, like, really?
Yeah. I mean,
Why?
it was for the lols, but I did. What a way to start off the podcast. Furry
I
Talk,
know.
guys. Welcome back to Furry Talk, episode 42.
Whoa. We don't talk about furries that much.
Yeah.
We dibble dabble occasionally.
Guys, I'm not John. I'm a fill-in
We got another white American man to fill in here.
from the same general area.
So nothing will change. Woo!
Woo!
How are you? How is your day?
I'm doing pretty good. I passed out for like 2 hours, which is a bad idea, but
I
I'm here now.
also had a nap before this. I did not want to get up, so
Yeah,
this
you
is
were
gonna be.
very sleepy.
What's it called? Well, okay, before we do anything, if no one knows, this is Nick/Koldamar. He's been in the podcast before. Listen to the last episode.
Hey.
Thank you for the NPC. Hey. He streamed Minecraft for like 3.
It was like
4?
because of my breaks, it probably ended up being closer to like 2 years.
He's been streaming Minecraft for 3 years and has
Okay.
been recently trying to 100% complete Elden Ring. And he really likes Sam Sulek and Jerma. And if you ever hear me mention my boyfriend or he or someone named Nick, that's him. Wow.
I'm luckily her boyfriend. I'm very lucky to say
Which we
that.
never have publicly said. Actually, no. On stream, I did say Coldamar's my boyfriend.
Yeah, like
But-
3 times.
Yeah. No, we didn't even keep it a secret, which I don't know why we would. It was more like private than like.
We kept it low key for a long time just for privacy reasons. Yeah.
Exactly.
Just
'Cause I
easier.
feel like also we're both Minecrafters. And that's just it. That's a period. I don't know what else to expand on that. I said, like, I'll come back to that. Do you remember what I said I would come back to?
No.
It was like 2 seconds ago.
Come back to furries?
Was it furries? I was like, before we get into that. Oh no. Okay,
You were saying you were saying Elden Ring.
Oh, no, I don't think it was that. But we'll go into Elden Ring. The Elden Ring DLC. Wow.
Wow. The thing that everybody is looking forward to.
I feel like everyone's copying Kai on the completing Elden Ring in one stream. Which you
Yeah,
kind of did on your New Game Plus. You literally beat up to almost Melania. I still think I say her name wrong.
I think I did everything in one day up until you get to the Elden tree and like the thorns are covering the door and you're like, oh, you got to go to the mountaintops of the giants to light the fire and stuff. And then I did that whole section next.
Which is a lot. And plus, New Game Plus is more difficult, which it did not seem more difficult as you kept one-shotting every single boss.
I found a move that is very overpowered.
Just
Very
a little
overpowered.
bit. Is it more overpowered than katanas?
It might be because we both thought that the swords that you were using, the gravitation suck in like
Bast
one.
out, yeah.
We thought that was OP, dude. it's insane how OP that move is. It really is.
Give a little description of what it is if you don't mind.
You basically it's just a move in Elden Ring that you can find pretty early on, and I think it's probably the best move in the entire game for like great swords. As soon as you press the move, you do a front flip, and through the entire animation, you are invincible to being staggered, so you can't be knocked out of it. And it does insane poise damage,
And
which
it
is like
doesn't take a lot of like mana or stamina. Like you can spam
no,
that shit. Like it kind of like,
yeah,
but I don't
I
see like a lot of people use it, which is like
no, it's very popular. It is.
really. Oh well, to be
It's very
fair, I
popular.
don't watch Elden Ring
Yeah,
streams other than yours. But
I only dibble dabble into a little bit of speed running, only a smidge bit.
I think I've watched Point Crow speedrun, but it wasn't really a speedrun because he took like 4 hours. But
Yeah,
he tried.
he's like a speedrunner that does a lot of shit,
Yeah,
right?
he like doesn't like
Yeah, he's
he
not like
does
a
base speedruns occasionally, but that's more like Zelda. But like it's a lot of like
yeah.
added on stuff. Like, can I finish this game by walking in a straight line? Like challenges, I guess you would say.
I've been watching a bunch of like Elden Ring bingo, where you
Uh-huh.
have a 5x5 bingo board of different challenges you can do throughout the start of a run or throughout the run from the start. So it's like get any armament to plus 16 or kill 5 enemies with the name God in it,
Oh,
et cetera, et cetera.
do
And he
they
just
race another person?
yeah, and
Uh,
it's two. I watched Little Aggie and I think Star of Chris, and they're two of the best Elden Ring speedrunners I've ever seen in my life. It's crazy how good they are. Yeah, they're really good.
I remember during the Bed Wars phase back to Minecraft that I
Oh
wanted to
yeah,
do a bingo card because I
got you
was
by its
like,
grasp.
I know, but like I was just so bored one day, like by playing Bed Wars for like at that time 2 hours every day.
Did you do
Um,
it?
no, because I saw this one content creator do it, and then I was like, what is she gonna call me out for copying her? Which like I did get the idea from her, but like still. But but the DLC for Elden Ring comes out next week.
21st, I believe.
Oh,
21st.
so the
Yeah,
day after this.
tomorrow.
No, this is Wednesday now. We're at midnight. So on
I
Friday.
think I think Friday midnight or Friday 6 p.m. or something. I forget. They were saying it in Jerma's chat last stream, but I don't know if it was right or not.
But it's like a full new game basically because it is 40 hours of content, not considering like fighting a boss, which is like insane.
Do you want me to bring up the stats I saw a post? I don't know if I can.
If you don't mind, you
It
are
is a
the
little.
Elden
It
Ring
is like
Andy.
it's like stat spoiler. Spoiler. If that's okay.
That's fine. If you care, stop listening. Which is normally, I'm not gonna just start naming viewers because it'd be awkward if I don't like miss a person. I'm like Natalie, but I recently beat Melania on my alt, which is fun. I did it the one take that Nick didn't look at my stream, and he was a little happy about that. He was so happy. He was like, "Yay!" But I don't really know what I think I did. So basically, for that, I like stopped for a little bit, and I went to fight. Is it Morg or something like that? Mog.
Mog, yeah, Mog.
Mog, and I one shot at him. So I think it just gave me a little bit more confidence in fighting Melania because it was more than like I don't even know how many hours. I want to say
It was
I think it was
around
15 hours it took me.
yeah, 15 or 20.
Which
Yeah.
then fucking Mizkif did it with no armor on an 11, and I was like, God damn it!
Did he really? What the fuck?
I saw that on Twitter.
I saw him struggling at Rykard.
Really?
How did he do Melania no armor? I couldn't
I have
find
no
it,
clue.
by the way. I'm sorry.
It's
But
okay.
it was like 10, it was 8 new weapon classes. It was 20 new or 12 new spells, 20 new incantations, 20 new summons.
It was like weapon
Uh
types.
Weapon types, there's going to be 8 new weapon types. So
I
it's
don't
basically
even
like
know how they can add 8 more.
I know like 2 of them off the top of my head. They seem pretty cool though.
Oh yeah, you said it's a little spoiler, but there's a boss that you fight near the end of Elden Ring, which kind of feels like you're fighting a Street Fighter character, where he's like slamming and like kicking you and stuff, and apparently that's going to be an attack, which I'm not sure how they're going to do.
It's basically the same exact thing as like have you used like the any hand type weapons at all? It's like the same exact. It's basically just like brass knuckles.
Yeah, okay, so I was gonna say like you put like gloves on, I guess.
Yeah,
Or
and then
something.
you're just a martial artist, I think.
That's kind of sick. I would.
There's
I would
also
do
there's
that.
there's also one I think called light great swords. So it's like a bigger normal sword, but not the same weight as a great sword.
Heaviness. That's what
Yeah,
I needed this run. I would have used that because I
which I
was
think
only
I think
using
I think a
great
lot of people are
songs.
going to use.
Because like great swords, they do the damage, but God,
Great songs.
I'm tired. I just woke up, man. Come on.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But no, I great great swords. They're good. It's just so heavy, and I'm so slow, and it drives me insane because I'm impatient, and like because like yeah, I'm doing a lot of damage, but it's so slow. I feel like I'm not doing as much damage as I could because I'm like if I could hit it more,
That's
I
why
could.
katanas are OP because they do
Yeah,
as much, if not more, damage quicker.
yeah. I need
That's
to.
why a lot of fans are like, I just don't want to even use them.
But yeah, I think I'm using a katana for my second ever playthrough with you, and I was enjoying it. I was going pretty speedy, I must say, as you sit in the background and throw just spells at him, and you're just like, "Go fight it, go, you got this." I'm like, "Thanks, yeah, yeah, I'm just dead already. Good luck."
You have never really played around with any of the spells, right?
No,
Have you even seen any of the top level ones or anything?
nothing.
There's a couple at the top level that's like, do you remember the queen lady that was at the
Queen,
library?
yeah, and
That
you
was a
can reset your
sorcerer after that.
levels.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
fight when she goes up into the air and like goes into a moon. I think that's like the best spell in the game. And
Oh,
like
you can get that spell.
yeah, it homing tracks across like basically your entire FOV. It's crazy the range. I think it might be infinite to how long you can lock on to somebody.
I
Crazy.
just realized I muted on Discord to burp, and I didn't mute on the OBS, so apologies for the burp. I just went boop.
Oh my God, I thought you were gonna say you didn't unmute on OBS the entire time, and I was like,
No,
no
no, 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 no,
way.
no, no, no. Yeah, you
I was
just
like,
started
oh my
talking to yourself.
God.
I should just upload that. But, like, my bad, viewers.
Nobody cares.
Enjoy the burp. I burp on stream.
Yeah, nobody cares.
We're all
I don't know.
human. Everyone burps. It's just the people that make it weird.
Everybody burps and farts.
Okay, we don't
Peas.
have to get into that. Okay, well, girls
Everyone
do
does.
not fart. Come on.
Do they?
I don't know. I don't speak to women.
You're the only girl I know, except my mom.
Um,
I don't want to ask that to her. That'd be kind of weird.
Ask your mom as a 20-year-old if
What's up
she
with your
fart.
pronunciation,
I don't.
merm?
I'm tired. I worked 8 hours. No, I worked 9 hours today in 33 Celsius heat. But
What'd you do?
I stood. That's literally
I was wondering how you're gonna
did.
say that.
Yeah, no. I had to watch an electrician unplug light bulbs and make sure he does it correctly, and he fucking electrocuted himself.
Was he an
That's your
older guy or kind of like an apprentice?
No, he's done it like every year for them.
Oh, so an older guy.
Yeah, it was like I came back outside, and then David, which people are like, huh? That's a technical assistant, was like, you good, bro? And I was like, I saw you joined back, and he was like, yeah, I just got electrocuted. That was the first time ever I got electrocuted. And he's like, I'm just eavesdropping. And he's like, I think it's because my gloves are wet, because it like downpoured a few months ago. But
Did it downpour?
not when I was there. I was on the bus.
Damn. It downpoured in the same day that it was like 33?
Yeah. Weather be crazy. But yeah, that was my whole day, so I'm a little sleepy. Apologies.
Am I old or I genuinely don't get disinterested in a conversation when we start talking about weather. I actually kind of enjoy it.
Okay,
Am I old?
no, it's just an interest of yours. I wouldn't say it's old, but then I have a
Yeah.
question for you about
What's up?
weather. You know the aurora borealis, the
Hmm.
northern lights? Do they just kind of like boom, they're there? Do they like float in? Like, how do they just show up?
You know, if I was as knowledgeable as I was during my schooling days, I probably could answer this much more accurately. But I think it's the reflection of the moonlight off a specific part of the atmosphere, and that
So,
creates the
but
aurora
like,
borealis.
cause like I think like for North America, there's a day that like everyone could see it, and I like was so lost if it was like, am I looking up and it's just gonna like boom, it's there, or is it gonna like fade in? Is it gonna like, am I gonna watch it like move into like the space?
The northern lights are created when energized particles from the sun slam into Earth's upper atmosphere at speeds of up to 45 million miles per hour.
Oh,
That is a wild sentence.
this is the educational portion of this
I was
the
wrong, by the way.
podcast. But you
Not
know,
moonlight, sunlight.
good. You know, you tried though.
I
A
tried.
plus for effort.
I got the atmosphere right.
You did. You know what you also got right? I don't know. I'm trying to segue into something.
That sounds like a
Combo pack.
sponsor segue.
You know what you also got right? Twitch.tv/Koldamar. Because that's
Helix
what
mattresses.
you. What is that?
Helix mattresses?
Yeah.
They're a regular sponsor on official podcast. Sorry.
Oh, all I hear is I'll listen to Firan in the yard, so I hear Factor. Actually, I listened to Trisha Paytas's podcast with Pokimane recently because it was 2 hours. And my commute is 2 hours, so I was like, let me listen to this. And she's sponsored by, oh no, SeatGeek.
SeatGeek.
Yeah,
Same as Dobrik.
yeah. But so if any of them want to sponsor us, let us know.
Didn't he do some shit? Or was that fake?
I believe he almost killed one of his old friends by like a crane incident of him like recording them like in the water, like hanging on a crane kind of vibe, and then spinning really fast, like throwing him in. I don't know the specifics, but he got like very badly injured, and David didn't really do anything and just recorded it. This could be wrong. Don't quote me on it. And if you're interested, do the research. But that's
If
from
so,
my,
that is insane.
there's like a
dude.
whole documentary on it that the guy who got injured like did.
Was it Jeff?
Jeff, yeah. Because I must say, I did used to watch David Dobrik.
I did used to too.
Like he was. I feel like
fell into
everyone
that.
did.
Yeah, when he was
group.
massive.
Yeah.
He was massive.
And it was like what, a 4-minute vlog of his friends doing crazy shit.
I mean, I fell into it. I watched a lot of them.
But,
that playlist.
What's it called? But yeah, no, he just does Snapchat, which is like, if you get a deal with Snapchat, you're fucking set for life because they pay so much money for some reason. I don't know why, because I don't know who the hell uses Snapchat still. Maybe that's a 20-year-old in me.
I saw a post about David that was like, he has not left his house in 10 days only to get DoorDash from outside or something like that. I was like,
yeah, I know he also has a pizza place. What if he only DoorDashes his pizza place? but yeah, there's
he
like
is massive.
He
has like
posted,
100 videos over 20 million.
Really? What was his last video?
2 years.
Really? It's only been 2 years? I don't know why I thought it was in 4. Like I didn't think he posted during COVID. Because, like, how the fuck do you post during COVID? Because he's, like, with his friends all the time and he can't be with his friends.
I think he did it. I think he started doing it, like, the week that it got lifted a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So that was in 2022, right? When it first got lifted.
I have a topic. I have 2 topics, but I kind of going to forget my second topic. We'll come back to it because I'll probably remember. The reason why this podcast is a day late is because I was busy this weekend. And I went to America. Whoa.
Wow.
And you're American, and you also have been to Canada. So, why the
I
hell?
nodded. I forgot that people can't see me.
We have face cam on because I got really nervous starting the podcast, if you can't tell from the intro, because I couldn't think of an intro, and I was like, I wanted to say something funny, but then I couldn't figure out something
You should say
funny.
it now.
But I don't know what it is. I couldn't figure it out.
No, say it now.
Hi. That's it. That's all I got in me. I don't know what else to say. But I went to Dunkin' Donuts for like the first time. I feel like I didn't get Dunkin' Donuts the past 2 times I went to America. This is my fourth time going to America, I think. And holy shit, it's just sweets. It is just sweet food and donuts shoved in everything. Like, compared to Tim Hortons, where like, it's coffee and like you get a farmer's wrap, or you get some French fries, or you get soup. You just have donuts. And I think the only other food was a hash brown and like filled bagel bites. That was at least the 2 things Jade got.
Not true. Not true.
What?
Everything was going perfectly until you said you only had.
That's what Jade got.
Donuts and. Okay, they have sandwiches. They have bagels. They have bagel bites.
Where?
They have bacon. They have. They used to have a honey pepper bacon, or something like that. They have a lot of stuff. They have ham.
Okay,
Then
this Dunkin' sucked that I went to, because it only offered drinks on both like screens. I was reading everything single screen because I couldn't figure out what I wanted. I didn't see a single thing for food. It was just like a screen of drinks. But
was it a smaller one?
Oh yeah, there was no one in that. Both Dunkins that I went to had nobody in it.
Yeah, usually most Americans don't hang around at Dunkin's. They kind of just get their shit and dip.
Like, when you go to Tim Hortons in Canada, most of the time, there's like an old, like, that's like the old people hangout spot. Like, you just see a bunch of old people sitting there enjoying their coffee, chatting with their friends or family. It's kind of cute.
I think Tim Hortons is a lot more like Starbucks with that.
Yeah, it's like cheaper Starbucks.
You don't want to hang around at Dunkin's after you get your stuff.
Really? What's going to happen?
I got threatened to be stabbed one time while I was on the clock, so that might happen.
America, am I right?
Over whipped cream.
That's another thing. I got a vanilla Dunkin'. No, not Dunkin'. A vanilla donut latte. I forgot the specific, but it was just a latte with whipped cream on it and sprinkles. Like, I did not taste a donut in it.
You got a iced vanilla latte. Wait, no, I'm blanking. What is it?
I can
signature latte. That's what it is.
Yeah, it was a signature because it was like a big. It was like a big image here.
You got whipped cream. You got French vanilla drizzle on top and sprinkles. You got
3. This is a medium. 3 donuts. What is SWL? Swirls?
Yeah, swirls.
3 vanilla shots, milk, 1 whipped cream, 1 cream drizzle, and a rainbow sprinkles was the things that were in it.
Signature latte, yeah.
Yeah. It was, first of all, size, proportions, didn't think it was actually true, but holy,
we're fat.
Jade got not a large, she got a medium, and I thought it was a large. I was like, why is it so, like, I was like, what the hell? And I just... Like, it was good. It was a sweet latte, which I have honestly recently have only had like black latte, not lattes, but like black coffee, because that's what my work had when I tried coffee. So I did like the sweetness because it wasn't as bitter as a black coffee. I know, surprising. But
I wish you guys saw her face when she said that.
I know. I want to do. This isn't okay. Wait, I got this. I was gonna. Okay, let me. Wait, shit.
Finish your thought.
I want to do a YouTube. Like, me and John have been talking about like a season 2 of That Reminds Me, where we revamp and like we take everything that we learned from all these episodes, and we like kind of get like a better idea. And I do want to do a video portion. I was thinking little insider tea here. Okay, no promises, but a little inspiration from your podcast that you had for a little bit. But I did want to play a game during it that me and John could like do a co-op of. So I was like, Bloons Tower Defense, like something that like is kind of like a brainless thing that we can do. And
Yeah, it's got to be
talk at the
something that
same
you.
time.
Yeah, it's got to be something that you can't. It's got to be something that you can play and not strategize
Focus,
or like
yeah.
talk about while you're doing it. You got to be able to talk about something completely different.
And I don't know if it's gonna be FaceTime. Not FaceTime. Face cams on it, just because like I'm in a comfy state. I got a blanket on. I don't got my beanie on. Like I would just have to prep so much more for the podcast because most of the time I come from after work and I'm like exhausted, not caring about appearance, and then John also is like in a space that his family walks through a lot, so I feel like we'll become VTubers of the podcast. I don't know, we'll see. But America, Duncan, overall, I give a rating 6 out of 10. That's my Duncan rating. I don't know why. I thought it would be a higher rating just because I hear about it so often.
It's only a higher rating if you're the one making the drinks. Trust me. I
Because
swear to God.
can do whatever you want.
When I would work there, if anybody doesn't know, I worked at Dunkin's. I was an assistant manager for like about a year, and I worked total for like 2 or 3 years across 1 or 2. I used to make like an entire new set of coffee for myself, iced or hot. And it was amazing, I must say. It was so much better than what you would ever get because it was fresh. It actually really was really good. Seriously.
Have you talked about how many coffees you would have during a shift before?
On stream maybe, but I would have around 4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah, you said that
I would
to
always
me.
have one that I would be sipping on.
I was like, huh? Like, no wonder caffeine don't do anything to you anymore. Because that is so
I lied to you, by
much.
the way. It's coffee. I just didn't want you to be mad at me.
What the fuck? What the hell? For context, before this podcast started, Nick was drinking something, and I went, coffee? Because, like we said, we both fell asleep. And he was like, no, it's tea.
And scene. Whew. That's hard to do, I must say.
You
didn't call my bluff.
Is it coffee?
It's coffee.
Why are you having coffee at 12 a.m.?
I didn't want to be dead for the podcast.
But I can be dead for the podcast. I see how it is. I don't like coffee. I wouldn't have coffee if I had an option to. Yeah. No,
Well,
I have
to be
iced
fair,
tea.
you have an iced tea, yeah.
Oh, you can see it. I was like, how'd you know?
You're an addict. I would always know.
Oh my god, I haven't had iced tea this weekend because you guys don't have it. And this is what Nick was saying. He's so pissed off at me. But you have literally
You're
tried.
just wrong.
You've tried Nestea. You've
No,
literally.
you're wrong. No, we both know you're wrong.
It's not. Sweet tea is not Nestea. It's different. It tastes
What makes
different.
sweet tea sweet?
Yes, I know it's sugar, and I know that sweet tea has sugar in it, but it's
And
different.
what does iced tea have?
Sugar, yes, I know, but it's
And what
different.
does unsweet tea have?
No sugar.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
No, but
So
like,
what separates all these three?
the Nestea taste. I'm googling it. Someone.
It
must
tastes
be-
different because it has different ingredients. But the thing is, it's
but-
tea with
Yes,
sugar.
Yes. But sweet tea is like more bitter. Nestea is like, wait, let me get a.
It's because it's more natural. You're drinking a canned tea.
And it's really
Sweet tea-
good.
Sweet tea is when you like literally make it hot to iced, then add the sugar. So it's completely different.
This Reddit post said, are sweet tea and Nestea the same? No, not even close. Southern sweet tea is brewed hot / warm with a lot of sugar, then chilled. Nestea, the cans, isn't close and oh. They could use
Literally
Nestea for-
what I just said. Almost word for word
Yeah.
that time.
But anyways, this is my American simulator, which is Nestea. That's like our unhealthy thing. And I enjoy it, and I haven't had it.
I would say I'd say maple syrup might be your unhealthy thing.
But
That is very unhealthy.
I don't have it
Except the
as
organic.
often, you know?
No, yeah, no, it's very
Like Nestea, I have it every day.
I forget.
Almost.
I forget the word. What's the word that's like?
Spontaneous.
It's like oh, you like maple syrup. You're Canadian. What is that? What is that word?
Stereotype.
I didn't want to. I don't think stereotype's the word for that. Is it?
Traditional.
I don't know. I couldn't think of it.
I don't
Stereotype,
know.
sure.
Stereotype. Yeah, I'm Canadian.
That sounded like a very serious word for maple syrup, so I didn't want to.
Stereotypical maple syrup enjoyer. But I have another idea on why you're having coffee. That's my segue. I'm really good at segueing and jumping around. That was basically America trip. I was gonna vlog it, but
You went to Dunkin's, that's it.
Yeah, no, I feel like that was a big topic thingy, but I just, what's it called? I was enjoying the moments, because, I don't see my friends often. But it was weird to think, because, like, okay, context, I went for John's birthday. The guy that died, he didn't actually die. If anyone's like, oh my god, John died. No, he's okay. But it was his birthday.
Buried in a mudslide.
Yeah, it was muddy. I don't know why we picked mudslide. Why'd you pick mudslide out of everything?
First natural disaster that came to mind.
He did say that I died in a plane and I think caused 9/11 when I was away.
Yeah, there's been a lot of, in quotation marks, deaths on the podcast.
We're a very dramatic podcast, what can we say?
2 drama kids. Was John a drama kid?
John only did drama. He knows the beginning of Romeo and Juliet, like,
so he is.
One of the for like one, sure. He didn't take a drama class, I don't think. I think that was his English class.
Oh, are you gatekeeping drama now?
Yeah, I am.
Mrs. A classes.
I love drama. It was fun. It was like a class where I could be someone else.
You love drama, but you couldn't make a joke at the beginning of podcast today?
I'm just I
caught you with that one. Oh, I saw it.
Drama's not always about the comedy, Nicholas, okay? It's about
the message.
The emotion. Oh, yeah, the message. Yeah, that's a better option. What was I saying? Oh, my segue.
Your segue or the trip?
Little bit. I went on a trip with John, Noah/Meerkat, who's a mod, Angel/Idars, who's a mod. Who else was there? Oh my god. Jade, my sister. Umar, her boyfriend. Miggy, who is a founder. Is that Evie? Fuck.
And Nat didn't want to come.
No, Nat hated everybody. And she was crying. No, she wasn't actually crying. I don't know. I was trying to make her sound worse. She had very bad FOMO. So
does Nat cry?
I think everybody cries. I haven't seen Natalie cry though. Normally I'm the one crying.
That's what I'm saying. How long have you known her?
I've known her since grade 9, and I'm about to graduate university next year, which is a weird
8 years
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I met John and Meerkat 2 years ago. They came to Canada, and that was the first time I met Angel and Miggy. And I remember, I forget who said it, but I think we were all just sitting there, and they were like, we're only here because we clicked on a Minecraft stream in 2020 during COVID. And I was like, yeah, that's a weird thought on why everyone clicked a Minecraft Bed Wars streamer, and now they are all sitting here.
How does that feel for you, the person that they clicked on while you're sitting in a random yard in middle of bumfuck nowhere?
Whoa, doxing. It's like that's half of America.
Yeah.
I didn't feel weird just because, like, I don't know. They don't, like, watch my streams anymore, so they don't support. So, like, basically they're not a viewer. It weirdly did not feel weird. I feel like just because they've been in the community for so long that they're not, I don't really consider, like, them viewers, because they've, like, obviously are good friends with John. They went to his birthday party. That they're just, like, acquaintances / friends, you know? That it wasn't like, I'm meeting a viewer, oh my god, this is so scary kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
If you catch my drift. I don't know why I keep saying that recently.
If you smell me.
If you smell me. Oh no, what was the other one? If you pick up what I'm putting down. Yeah. But yeah, no. It didn't feel weird or anything. It was just a weird thought that was like, it's not because I posted something on the internet that they know each other and now are in America. Um, but America don't like it. A lot of American flags everywhere I look. There's an American flag. So a total of 6 Trump flags. Crazy. And yeah, that's the America trip. People clap to America.
Canada for the win forever.
Cause like originally I was like, okay, I can move to America, and I feel like I still could. Just like depends on where, you know.
What's the pros and what's the cons of America to you?
Um,
Except like guns and people. Those are the obvious.
the pros would probably be for my career. There's a lot more
Career,
job opportunities here, like in
size.
America. And also, like, if I'm streaming still, money-wise and just taxing-wise, it is better to
Man,
stream in America.
probably
And
easier to
you're
get stuff
there.
because more stores.
Yeah. Like, I went to Target for the first time, and I got Renee's Rap Limited Target Edition.
Have you played it yet?
No. I haven't opened my record player. And listen, it's the second day home, and I had to work, okay? Actually, it's actually the first day home.
I said that knowing the answer.
I know, you literally been on call with me since I've gotten home. You haven't seen me play it. But, what was the other one? I went to Target for the first time. I finally saw what a CVS, oh, fuck. The pharmacy
CVS.
stores. They're everywhere.
CVS.
I was like, wow, look at that.
They are everywhere.
I like, everywhere I went, I turned.
CVS, Walgreens, Rite
I
Aid.
saw Walgreens. I didn't see that one. Last one?
I think it might be around my area.
I saw a Dick's. Haha.
Dick's Sporting Good. That's where I bought my running shorts.
Didn't get to go in there. I saw a Macy's. Went in a Macy's. Went to
Dick's
the
is
World's.
basically exactly like the equipment store we went into.
Like a lot of just sports stuff.
Everything.
You know,
Kayaking,
it's called Dick's
golfing,
Sporting. Yeah, damn, that's
football, everything.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Target is fun because like we get like you guys have like Olipop, which Jade really wanted.
Target's like the best of all stores here.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you just can't get in Canada at Target. Like, that's why a lot of people just drive up to America to get Target. Also, you guys got cheap fucking gas.
Down.
Like, huh?
To America.
Down. I mean, you could drive up to Alaska.
There's probably not a Target at all.
Just wait till Luke Outdoor Boy goes and goes.
He just uploaded the other day. It was such a good video.
Did he go to Target?
No, his channel's so wholesome. He went with another vlogger family with their kids, and he brought his kids, and he went like clamming during one of the highest low tide. Or sorry, that was a stupid sentence. Highest low tides. One of the lowest tides of the season. So it was like the water level is way up, and then it goes way down. So there's a bunch of clams on the sand, and he just went with like both families and like taught the kids how to get them, and like saw like, oh, see that little patch that's like lighter there? That's where they are. And it was cute. It was wholesome.
That's cute. That's
very cute.
I want to vlog more of my life. I watch so many vloggers that have such a high standard that I want to fulfill in my head that it makes me not want to makes me like angry when I don't do something. But then I'm also have to deal with the social anxiety I have of filming in public and worrying about like someone seeing my camera. So I feel like if I was with like more people, I'd be better at vlogging, if that makes sense. Just like, oh, I'm gonna put my camera down right there. Can you just like watch it kind of vibe, you know?
I think it's fair to say too, in that situation, in every situation with content, it's better to just post something than rather not.
Like
same with Twitch, same with YouTube, same with everything.
You learn and you can improve by experimenting and posting, but it's just stressful.
It is stressful, but once you get a couple out, I bet you'll be much less stressed. Same with TikTok. Exactly. I bet you were super stressed at the beginning, but then you got a little comfortable.
Oh yeah, definitely. I was still maybe stressed.
Yeah, but then you maybe took a little time off, then you came back to it, still a little stressed. Did a couple more, comfortable again.
Oh, that reminds me. Talking about taking time off, you haven't streamed on your main account in 9 months, but that ended today because you did a main stream. How you feeling with that?
It was interesting because I thought that it was going to feel a lot different than the alt streams I had been doing. But
Mm-hmm.
realistically, it was basically the same thing because all the people that were in the alt stream are the average Andes anyways. So
Yeah.
it was like all the average Andes and then a couple people
Little
that were like,
sprinkle on top.
and then a couple people that are like, what the fuck? You're alive?
Yeah,
No, it was fun though. I really enjoyed it.
that was a surprise because you yesterday I was like, "Oh, you have any plans?" And you're like, "Yeah, I think I want to stream tomorrow." And I was like, "Okay, cool." I was like, "Okay, alt stream, I'll be there." And then I get like I'm on the subway and I get at pre-stream alert, and I'm like, "Is he main? Does he mean that he's gonna mainstream? Is that because when you mentioned you were like, I think I'm gonna do it," and I was like, "Okay." You have been doing it. Like I didn't like comprehend at the time that you meant a mainstream. But I'm
Yeah,
happy that you enjoyed it.
it's not the biggest thing, but I enjoyed it a lot.
I feel like, what's it called? I don't know. Just because I feel like I'm going to have a few people be like, where have you been? What? You're still here? Like,
Yeah, I tried to make it as uh, apparent as possible that I was streaming on the alt with posting in the
mm,
same place, but some people didn't even know it was me. Like they thought I was posting like another person's
yeah, I
stream,
mean,
which makes
like,
sense. I mean,
you
I
have
get
done
it.
it in the past. Like, you've added, like, my streams in the past.
Yeah,
But,
no, I get
like,
it.
that consistently, you're posting that person's stream. Like, I feel like
I'm
people,
not. I'm really not fussed about them not knowing.
yeah.
I
But,
thought it was funny. I got so many. What the fuck?
wait, you're Koldamar?
I literally got you're alive.
But people are very oblivious sometimes. I had to deal with people. Like I said today, someone was changing lights. They were electricians, so they were on like this like crane, like elevator kind of thing in Mckenzie. And my job was to make sure he was doing it right, but also make sure people didn't walk underneath because if someone gets hurt, that's like on us, you know. Even though it's fucking plastic light bulbs, like nothing's gonna actually happen, but just in case. And the amount of people that just fucking walked underneath the thing, and I was like, hey, can you like not walk underneath this? And they just stared at me and kept walking. Or I would say that and they would stop perfectly underneath it. And they're like, what? And like there was this time where I didn't say anything and this mother and her daughter in a stroller, she stopped perfectly underneath it and was on a phone call. And I'm like, hey, can you just move over a little bit? And she's just on the phone ignoring me. Like it was just like, it's this giant thing that's making a bunch of noise. Like, why would you stand right underneath it? I don't understand. I
I
don't
think
get
as time goes on, people are getting less and less like instinctual with their survival. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, but why?
eventually, because people are getting more comfortable. I feel like more and more people are going to turn into the actual passengers of that Wally ship and all the chairs.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be a crazy time if you're just imagine you're going down the street and everybody is not in a car, but they're just on like a little Segway and they're just watching a show, leaning back, eating chips.
What do you think is the next like advancement that's gonna like change the world? What do you think?
What's being advanced right
Right
now?
now, it's AI,
Oh yeah, that's
and AI
gonna be
computing is within
huge.
that.
Quantum computers.
I would group that in with AI computing.
Fuck. I only know that because my VR teacher talked about it. I feel like AI is such a like scary thing for so many different reasons. Like, yeah, you steal art, but like, don't do this. But like, someone could just take like the audio from this podcast and just have voice samples of my voice and just
They
you
could
know
take
and
any
leave my
sample of
stream.
any
Like,
content
yeah,
of your voice. Yeah.
exactly. But it's like because I'm on the internet, they can do it so easily compared to like
And there's
someone
no
else.
laws against it right now.
Yeah, it's like a weird thing where like AI is advancing so quickly, yet America, I don't know why I pick America, but everyone in the world is just like, oh, let's be on TikTok. Like that's like their main focus when I feel like it should be something else. But I don't want to get politics on here. But yeah, AI is scary. Don't like it. Not a fan. Like yeah, it's cool, and yeah, I can write my business emails so much faster and so much better now. But it's still scary. Like I would hate to be a celebrity. Cause even like AI like images too.
there's a recent thing about Scarlett Johansson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, did you hear about that?
Yeah, still explain it though.
She, I forget the company, but some company was
I think it's
making,
like a chat GPT, like a
I don't
new
know if it was
version of it.
them. I don't know if it was them. It could have been though. Um, but a new company with AI was trying to figure out the voice actor or like the voice lines that you would hear with the AI when it would say its sentences and stuff like that. And they originally asked Scarlett Johansson to do it,
It
and
was chat GPT, by the way.
it was she
Yeah.
denied it. And then they just found another woman with a very similar voice, and she did all of it.
And the
And
reason
like,
why they wanted her was because she did like a movie. Yeah, in a movie in what's it called? Um the I don't know who he is. They just keep saying he. I'm assuming one of the creators was a fan of her work in a movie called Her, where she plays a character called Scott. No.
yeah,
Anyways, she's in the movie. She played a voice of a robot, and he was a really big fan of that, and that's why he wanted to use her voice. But yeah. So now she's like suing them, which she has sued Disney and won. So I don't know
I
if she's
really,
gonna win.
I don't know if she's gonna win because I'm kind of on, even though it is kind of scummy, I'm kind of on the support of ChatGPT
Why?
because even if they did try and find somebody with a similar voice, that person's voice is still their voice. So
Yeah, but
they're not really digging into Scarlett Johansson. She's just not the one doing the job.
see,
And
I can't.
are we really siding with her because she's just a millionaire and
No, but the
she
thing
like,
is,
you know what I
though,
mean?
I do get your point, and I do understand it, but the thing is, the person who I believe created the voice the day of literally tweeted the word of her, the movie name, when it got released, which was like, why would you treat that if it's not related at all, kind of vibe. And like, I believe like right before it was gonna go live, they were still offering like, yo, do you still want to be partners? Like, we'll give you this amount of money. Like, they were still trying to like get her in, even though she denied it. Like, it just seemed like I do understand your point. It is that lady's voice. Like, it isn't. They're not like taking clips from Scarlett Johansson's movies and putting it in as the AI, but it does seem a little fishy. How like why would he tweet that? Like, I just feel like he would have stood a better chance if he didn't tweet the word her right when it goes live.
I mean, just sounds like a stupid Twitter user at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing's bad for her though. If anything, it's just more publicity.
Publicity? Yeah, just what's it called? It's just uncomfortable, which is valid.
Uncomfortable?
Yeah, she said that wasn't she like shocked and angered and uncomfortable with the fact that it sounded so similar to her and how all her family and friends kept pointing it out. I could be wrong.
I don't know anything
Oh,
of the specifics, but it's another person's voice, in my
yeah.
opinion. Can't get
I don't know.
mad.
I'm interested to see where that goes, for sure though, because I do fully understand your point too.
Yeah, because you
But
can't
I
trademark a
understand
voice.
both like sides, you know.
I don't really understand her side. I think I really don't get it. I don't get what she's fighting for. I don't get it. Is that
Oh,
stupid?
not so stupid.
What is she fighting for? You know what I mean?
She said, when I heard the release of the demo, I was shocked, angered, and in disbelief that Mr. Altman would pursue a voice that sounded so eerily similar to mine that my close friends and news outlets couldn't tell the difference. Mr. Altman even insinuated that the similarity was intentional, tweeting a single word her as a reference to the film in which I voiced a chat system, Samantha, who forms an intimate relationship with a human. Um, uh,
I'm just
As
saying
a
what's bad. What's bad
result
about it?
of their actions, I was forced to hire a legal counsel who wrote 2 letters to Alman and OpenAI, setting out what they have done and asking them to detail the exact process by which they created the Sky Voice. Concurrently, OpenAI ironically agreed to take down the Sky Voice. In times when we're all grappling with defects in the production of our our own likeliness, our own work, and our own identities? I believe these questions are deserved absolute clarity. I look forward to result in the form of transparency in the passage of appropriate legislation to help ensure that the individual rights are protected, she wrote.
But it's not her voice. That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah, I
I
think it's
feel I
just
feel like she's just
because,
arguing at a wall. No
like, I
offense
feel
to
like
her.
it's because it's so similar to her voice that she's scared
But
of
it's
what
not
people can
hers.
do. Yeah, but it's like,
Yeah, but they could do that anyways. She's an actor. She has
yeah.
hundreds of hours of content anyways.
I don't know. I'm
I
not her. I just give information.
in my opinion, anybody that's going to do weird shit with anybody's voice is already going to do it no matter what.
Yeah.
I think I does make my stomach a little upset that like because she is who she is, she's being sort of allowed to say this is my voice, no one else's.
But like at the same time, I feel like she is making like at least the I don't know if I would say government because I don't know if the government aware, but at least more people aware about AI and like the potential in case they don't know. Like it's like, you know what I mean? If you
Kind
know,
of, but I feel like we already kind of knew this. I feel like
yeah, but we're
this kind
also
of late.
so in like, some people don't care until a celebrity is brought in.
I think a lot of people cared when they started getting calls from AI. I think that's when people started
You get
caring.
calls from AI?
People were using AI to scam people. Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
They're using AI. They would try and find a younger person's voice AI to call an older person and act as if they were their child asking for money.
Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah.
Ew, gross.
And they would target like grandparents and stuff like that.
This is why I don't answer my phone unless I know the person. Which made it really awkward when I like first tried applying to jobs because people like job companies would call me, but I wouldn't answer because I wouldn't know their number. So then I would just never pick up, and I was like, "Oop, my bad."
And that's where the 1 week of Tim Hortons came from. That
Yeah,
strat right there.
they emailed me instead of calling. Actually, no, they did call me. I picked up and they were like, "Can you get interviewed tomorrow?" And I was like, "Sure." And then I was one, and they were like, "Can you work tomorrow?" And I went, "Sure." And I was a silly idea. I should have been the first red flag.
Did you get trained at all or no?
No, that's why. Like, they
Yeah,
wanted me. They
we did
gave me
computer
okay.
training.
No, technically, they never trained me on site. They never like showed me how to do anything. But they were like, when you get home after working these 8-hour shift, go and watch all these videos.
Yeah, I watched them on the clock.
Yeah, you got paid for watching them. But I had to work.
Well, no,
Then,
I didn't get paid for it.
Oh.
It would just counted towards my hours.
Oh. Awkward.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was just like I had to go home and watch videos. And it was like after I just worked, it was I don't know, it was like, and like I did watch the videos and like, and then at the end I like played a little game and I would like get the cup and I put the cup thing and I press the button on my computer, but I'm a hands-on, like I need to like do it in person to learn. That's just
They
my
didn't show
style.
you a single part in person at all?
They showed me how to replace like the cups, the sanitary cups, where all the things go in. They showed me that once, and then the next day they were like, "Go do it," which like I get it's
Yeah,
faster.
that's not enough.
But yeah, I think I like poison people, but like hypothetically, not alleged. Anywho, don't you have topics?
Not allegedly, you say.
Do you want to bring up your topics?
I have 3, but do you want me to bring? I was only gonna bring them out if we need them.
We have literally 7 minutes till an hour.
Okay. Do you want me to say all of them, or do you want me to send them to you?
Well, we also have, if you guys didn't know, Nick will be joining us for another episode. So, do you want to do one and then you can save it for the next ones? Or are they like kind of like timely? I don't know what these ones are, by the way.
They're not timely. I had Elden Ring DLC, which we already talked about.
I read your mind.
And I had Acolyte as one of them, and then there's another one that I'll keep
Let's
secret.
talk about the Acolyte, which an episode came out today. Now thinking about it, we did not watch it yet. So this is our Acolyte review for episode 1, 2, and 3, and then we will review the 4th episode, the next podcast episode. Also, if you guys have questions for me or Mr. Koldamar, make sure I put in the Discord. But this is like the first Star Wars show that's like recent that you're watching. Because you watched all the movies and then you started watching the Clone Wars, but you were like, that's like 2000, like fucking 5. I actually don't know exactly. No, wait, 2005. But you haven't watched like The Mandalorian or Boba Fett or Andor. But how you like the Acolyte as someone who's not as invested into Star Wars as I am?
I gotta watch my words carefully here because you are a massive fan, and I think a lot of your fans are massive fans.
I'm not a massive fan. Me? No.
It does feel like a Hollywood average production, if you know what I mean. Like it feels like a new production from Hollywood. I don't know how else to say it except that. She's blowing her nose right now. Really disgusting, guys. Went all over the fucking mic. Crazy. She's not even gonna wipe it off.
The lying out here. I did blow my nose. Nothing. I have a tissue. But it is very Hollywood.
The kid acting.
Oh.
I've seen.
Spoilers, okay. By the way, for Acolyte. We will be talking about the episode, so if you're not a fan.
I think I was pulling punches when I said it to you. I've seen like 10 times better kid acting.
Yeah, the kid acting in the newest
episode it looking back on it, it actually was kind of bad.
No, it wasn't even just the acting. The dialogue I feel like was lacking a little bit too.
Yeah.
There wasn't
it genuinely was kind of underwhelming, the kid acting.
And like I understand like there was like a very specific like they needed
very specific looking people.
Similar to the actor, but also similar to each other because they're playing twins. So obviously, there's not like the best. Like I'm not saying the best, but it's the limited selection of children actors that you can go with.
Yeah, very very limited.
But it was just not my favorite in the world.
Like comparing it in my mind to kid movies when I grew up, where like the kid was the star of the movie. Oh my god, it's night and day the difference.
Yeah, it was just like I said. The dialogue was also lacking. The episode.
Context was lacking in the third one.
Yeah,
where we left off.
Which is
if you want to talk about that.
Let's go episode 1 and 2 because that came out, and then we'll go to 3 because 1 and 2 came out at the same day, which I enjoyed them. I thought that they were really good.
I thought they were really good.
I gave them a 7 or 8 out of 10.
It felt like Star Wars. Nothing crazy. Nothing like bad. Nothing really good. It was good.
It was just combat and like you're just building, the stepping stones to like the show.
There was nothing bad at all in the first 2.
One thing that you kept saying though was, how is this girl killing Jedi Masters?
Yeah.
Which is a lot of discourse online. And I think I mentioned this, I don't know if I mentioned the last podcast, but I know I mentioned to you, but people were like getting pissed off, like people are getting like stabbed with a knife. Yet people, like, for example, Darth Maul, he got sliced in half, and he lives. Or this girl in the Ahsoka series, she got stabbed and she lives. Like she got stabbed like in the lower abdomen. And these are both with lightsabers. And people were like, how are they surviving this? But this lady gets stabbed in like, oh my god, she got stabbed in the heart and she like dies? Like how is that possible? It's like
she only got stabbed in the heart? What the fuck? She didn't survive?
That's crazy.
Weak ass.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say the same thing. But like lightsabers, they burn the flesh, My
problem with it was what we thought was the same girl. It was not. Spoilers. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
I know. I did mention spoilers. If you listen, this is your fault.
It was her evil
sister.
twin sister. but still, even if she did have that master, to be that age and kill a Jedi master.
Because she's like
Okay, how
20.
old was like Anakin? I'm sorry, I don't know off the top of my head. How
Um,
old was he when he, you know what I mean? The power spike?
before he turned,
Like
like he was
17,
in his.
8, 19?
Oh, let
Power
me see.
spike, not like the first ever. Obviously, he could
Revenge.
not kill a master. I mean, Obi-Wan
I mean, he
doing
killed
everything.
what's it called? A Sith Lord. I want to say like
In the first movie, did
21.
he?
Oh wait, do you mean as him as like a little baby kid?
No, not a baby kid, but I mean when he
Like
was
right,
like
like
right as the journey started. I don't think he killed a Sith Lord there. No, am I crazy?
so. Do you mean like right before he turns into Darth Vader?
Yeah, the buildup.
He was 22 in Revenge of the Sith, which is right before he turns into Darth Vader, which people would say is like
Wait,
peak.
that's movie 3.
Yeah, do you mean movie
I'm
two?
talking about like a movie 1. I'm
No,
talking
he was
about.
like 7. In movie 1, it's Obi-Wan.
Anakin.
Yeah. In Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn go to Naboo and they like find Padme and then they the ship kind of
Isn't
like
don't they go to
defunctions. So they
the
go to
underwater Jar Jar place?
yeah. They go to
Isn't
the
he like 16 there?
no. You mean Anakin, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Anakin. He was like
They then
16 or like 18 in
no.
the underwater place.
They go to Tatooine, where they go jump into Anakin, who's under who's a slave for Watto, and they have the pod racing bit, and then he leaves his mom, and he's like, I don't want to go, and then he gets tested. Do you remember?
I do remember, but I thought he already grew up in that movie till like 16, 17,
16, 17, I think you're thinking of Attack of the Clones. He's like 16, 17, Attack of the
which is the
Clones.
second.
Yeah, right before the Clone Wars.
Was the
He was
second
19 in Attack of the Clones.
was the second one where we went underwater and there's a big fish and is always the bigger fish
No,
in
that
the
was the first
underwater.
movie. He
Dude,
isn't in that
I
scene. He isn't
swear
in
to
that scene
God,
at
he
all,
is
though.
like 18 in that scene. Am I
He's not
crazy?
in
Am I
the scene.
crazy?
It,
Water ship
it's
scene. I
Qui-Gon Jinn,
swear to God.
Obi-Wan, and Jar Jar Binks. It's right when they land on Naboo, and they run into Jar Jar Binks, and then they go to the city, the Gungan city, and then they're like, you're banished, and then like, we need to go and save Padme, and then they go, and they're like, you could take the ship, and then they all do the ship, and Obi-Wan's the one driving. I just watched this in theaters.
I know, but I feel like I. Sorry, I'm looking. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Dude, he's like 16.
Just
What
send
are
me
you
a
talking about?
photo. I know.
Look at this. Look at this.
Send me the photo.
I'm sending it right now. I'm sending it right now. I swear to God, look at him. This is what I'm
That's not
talking about.
him.
Fuck. What are you talking about?
It's Jar Jar Binks. In the middle is Qui-Gon Jinn, and then that's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, that's I don't hate it, but it makes it so much more confusing. I always think that that Obi-Wan is young Anakin. I don't know why. Because
I mean,
I
they're
think that
brothers. You know, they're not actually brothers, but they're like so close.
I always think that's him because it's the start. Ah, my bad. I'm sorry.
You're okay.
That,
Yeah.
because okay, to be fair, he kind of does look like Anakin a little bit at least.
He has the not Padme, sorry, Padawan braid.
Yeah. Does Anakin even ever had that braid? He does, right?
Yeah, I did in the second movie, Attack of the Clones.
Fuck. Yeah, my bad. Sorry. I should have listened.
You're okay.
I don't know. I thought I was right. I shouldn't have thought that, to be fair. Fucking Star Wars Andy sitting across from me.
What are we talking about? But yes, episode 1 and episode 2, I felt like it were a nice start. People were really upset about how it started, but episode 3 was where I was like I know personally the show isn't going to be like my favorite show just because I don't really have a connection to any of the characters. I don't really have a reason to care, if that makes sense. Like, they're just care, like, you know.
I mean, it is canon though, right?
I mean, yeah, this is all canon. This is the first
So it does matter.
bit of
I mean,
content. It does matter, but like to me,
it doesn't matter to anything we've already watched because before.
Yeah, this is like not connected to anything of Anakin. This is like years before that. I
The
mean, maybe
biggest
it
thing,
will. We'll see.
no, the biggest thing that does matter is the Force visualized, I think.
Yeah, so in the newest
That might be the
episode,
biggest one. Well, not newest.
well, not, yeah, episode 3, you like get an idea of how other cultures kind of like
Conjure up the
understand
Force.
and like respect and use the Force. And we got introduced to this witch
Covet.
covet,
Covet.
which I even asked Whale on your stream, like I was like, is this the first time we visually have seen the Force? Because I truly don't know. Like maybe there's been like little shows of like, I don't think there has been. I don't know if you ever
I watched
responded.
them all recent. I mean, to be fair, I thought that fucking Obi-Wan was Anakin, so don't listen to me. But I swear to God, there's been no shows of the Force except that.
But it
'Cause
was
I instantaneously
pretty
said it when we saw it.
visually seeing Force. Let me see if I can Google and see. Images. Okay, turns out it's not Star Wars. There's actual Force in the world. Who thought that? Wow, crazy. Search. Is Force Sight also known as I know, like in, I guess you like, I think Jedi's like Fallen Order / Survivor, like the video game, you can somewhat like see the Force.
Yeah, but I wouldn't count
like,
that.
yeah, no, it's a video game.
They couldn't have made it invisible. That would be horse. That would be horse dog shit. I don't know why I said horse twice.
It doesn't seem like I see any like actual like Force. There must be something, but it's all talking about like people seeing through the future with the Force and stuff. Not like,
Yeah, I don't think there's anything in any of the movies at all ever,
but
except like a couple wind particles.
yeah. But for context, for anyone who hasn't watched it, again, spoilers. The Acolyte is set in the High Republic era, I believe. I might get this wrong, which would be embarrassing. Nick just put his hands up. He's like, "Don't ask me."
That's all you.
And basically, it follows these twins, but like in the beginning, you didn't know that they were twins. One who was killing Jedi Masters, and one who used to be a Jedi Padawan who walked away from the Order. And that's basically how the first 2 episodes are literally, that's what it's all about. You just meet those characters, meet the masters around them, kind of get a vibe for everything. And the newest episode, which honestly, episode 3 and already have a flashback, I feel like is pretty quick.
Very quick.
But basically, it shows us the point of view of the Osha, who is the Jedi Padawan who walked away from the Order's view of the night that she thought her twin sister died. That's a pretty good summary of what it is.
What was her twin sister's name again? May.
Osha and I think May or May. May. It's been a
forget.
week, guys. I think it's MAI or something. No, I don't. Now it sounds wrong. I remember Osha, but I don't remember the other one.
I don't remember. I know it's M. I don't know what it is. The end.
1 second. May, MAE. But
yeah.
What's it called?
May is evil. Osha is good so far.
Yes.
At least.
But the way that they like, obviously, it is only one person's point of view. But I feel like the way that they did it was so, to me, like
rushed.
It was very, very rushed.
Because it literally took us out of the episode instantly when it happened. We both were like, "What the fuck is even happening?"
Like, it starts off with like Osha at a tree with May, and then like the Jedi Master Soul, who will be Osha's master later on, is like looking at her, and then their mother is like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing out here? Come back inside." And then their other mother is like, "You
the
guys
leader
can
of
have
the witch.
ice cream." You guys. And then there's like a little training monologue because they're gonna like be like, I guess, accepted into the witch cult, like they're of age. and it's like the power of one, the power of two, the power of many, or something like
It
that.
kind of seemed like everybody in the original cult would all gather their force to kind of inject it into the
Yeah.
youth as soon as they're ready for it to kind of give them a feel. It seems
And during this like bit, they're kind of showing that like May is like pretty in tune with the Force, and like while
very,
Osha is
very
very
natural.
like Osha's very like, I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want to
Yeah.
do this. And
Not
then
only that, I think May was the much more gifted one at birth.
yeah,
Osha couldn't really do jack shit, to be
which
honest.
which was another complaint, was the way that they were born was similar to Anakin, where they didn't have a father. So basically, the leader of the whole cult said that she was the one that created them, and then the one that got angry for them leaving was the one that carried them. And people were
Yeah,
like, this just makes Anakin whole thing not special. Like, this doesn't like
because
he's
Emperor
a
Palpatine made Anakin, right?
I don't think it
That's
was
that's
ever
that's what
like,
that's what said.
I don't think it was ever officially said that that happened. Like, it just says, like, I might be wrong, honestly.
Then how
I'm
the fuck did
always,
I hear about it?
because I have heard of that too. How is Anakin created? I guess born. Despite everything, Anakin's creation has always kept a mystery until now. The new Darth Vader comic reveals that Midichlorians, microscopic force-sensitive beings, were influenced by Palpatine inside Shmi Skywalker's room, all to create
Yep.
Anakin in a very special way. Nice. You know Star Wars more than me. But yeah, no. So people were very. He just dusted off his shoulders because he's flexing out here. But people were very upset because it just made, I feel like, Anakin's whole, like, he doesn't have a father, like the mystery of that, and like
Yeah, we also kind of said that it was kind of like it was like
kinda
all
just,
right.
it was like cool,
Could
I
have
guess.
done a new thing, but I mean it
Yeah,
works, I guess. If it works, it works.
but basically they're about to do this like not reignition, but like the acceptance of the two, and then the Jedi
The
come
ritual.
in. The ritual, yeah. But then the Jedi, there's 4 Jedis. They walk in and they're like, "What? Are you guys kidnapping kids and like keeping them here?" Like, because according to like I was gonna say the Republic. That's right. Yeah, I think.
I don't
There's
know, man.
that's what I'm blanking right now. I was like, it's not the Empire. According to their laws, they are like required to give up Force sensitive kids to the Jedi Order.
They have all rights to are you good?
Yeah. Can you hear me? You're just frozen
Yeah.
on my screen. Okay.
Oh, you froze like 4 times for me, so
Oh, okay.
about time. They have all rights to any person or any child that develops any force, anything.
Yeah,
because
so
it's for the better
like,
of the universe.
They're like, "Are you guys keeping us here? Like keeping them here?" And Osha goes up and she's like, "Hey, I'm here." And
Yeah,
then,
she kind of just instantaneously outs herself.
and then they are like, "You want to be tested to be a Jedi?" And she's like, "Yes." And then May's like, "No, I don't want to." But then she still gets tested. They go and get tested. They then go back, and this whole
May
time,
doesn't.
No, May also gets tested, but May lies.
Oh.
May makes a promise to Osha, like, sorry, Osha makes, my voice is going. Osha makes a promise to May that she will also lie, but that she doesn't lie. And then that was like the whole thing, is that she broke the trust and the promise with each other, you know? And then she goes back and she tells her mom that she's gonna go be a Jedi and she's about to leave. And then
Which also I honestly didn't really like that much. That was so sudden. Out of nowhere,
yeah.
for no reason.
What do you mean, like? What do you?
They literally no reason. She barely even knew what a Jedi was before that day. Why would she want to join them instantly?
Like, it seemed like they were very like isolated off.
They are. They're on a mountain in the middle of nowhere.
They're on a mountain in the middle of nowhere, and they're not allowed to leave. So I don't know how she knows what a Jedi is and why she wants to do it, but I guess she wants to leave and explore. But then her like the
when
mom.
when she's the crybaby too, which is also weird. Why would she want to leave when she's the crybaby?
But the
I
mom
don't
that
know.
carried her was like very against the Jedi, and she wants to attack. Well, the mother leader was like, just let them do their thing. And then she tells like the mother leader, she's like, I want to be a Jedi, and the mother leader's like, yeah, go do you, sweetie. Uh, and then, um, and then right before she's about to leave, May runs down and she's like, you're not allowed to leave because if you I'm gonna kill you instead. And then she lights the place on fire and she steals her journal, which was, and then lights it on fire and then lights the whole place on fire. And then Osha climbs through this like circle thing and then just walks a bit. Then the whole thing
Yeah,
is on fire. Everyone has
a
died.
five
We're
yeah
just
5 second scene, and then everybody died.
like, I understand that we're missing a part of the story.
I
Like
just didn't like it. I just
I
don't
just
think it's
felt like
good.
they could
No
have done it
offense.
better
I just don't
because
think it's good.
I felt like if they stopped, um, like maybe her passing out, like just showing something that shows that time passed. Because to
Anything. I even said a lightsaber mark somewhere. Just anything to know
because
that there was some intervention
exactly, because it was like literally like this small flame that like was growing in her room, and
in an
then May
isolated corridor
in an isolated corner, and then May walks away, and in this time she opens a
in
door.
a metal building, right?
Yeah, it was a stone metal build. Like it was just
Which also just didn't make sense. It was stone. It was a cave, basically.
yeah. But like I understand that there was a time skip. I get that. Like you even see like one of the Padawan, like one of the master's Padawans, he didn't have a scar and then he has a scar in the background. Like there's signs that show like something happened that we don't know, but they could have done it way better.
Way better.
Like I'm comprehending something did happen, but when you watch the scene, it's like 5 seconds. Like it just logically doesn't make sense. They needed to show her like I don't know, I like just like
You understand what they were doing, but they could have just executed it so much better
yeah,
with
exactly.
any input of context at all. Even a little 5% of context would have
Like
solved the entire issue that we had
what
with it.
if what if like her the carbon dioxide got to her head and she passes out, or she trips and falls and hits her head and she passes. Like I don't know why I'm like passing out, but it's like
Even so, all the witches are supposed to be like they're all force users. How the fuck do you die to fire? No offense.
well, that's what we're gonna figure out later because
I know,
that's
but
what
like
I know.
all powerful
I
rich ruler died to a couple
I
flames
honestly I
in a
don't think
cave.
it's fire. That's what I'm thinking.
What do you think it is?
I think that
Force
the
fire?
Jedi Masters killed them.
Really?
I think the Padawan, like, because in one of the scenes, he's like, I'm sorry for what I done. The one that was meditating and doesn't talk to anyone. Like, he was like apologizing to May for everything. So I feel like he did something bad.
But if he did, wouldn't he be kicked off of the Jedi when he was
Mm,
already meditating and he was still like a master? Or actually, no, sorry, he did be upgraded to a master.
yeah, that's a good point. I feel like maybe
Like he can't just
they
fucking kill an entire island or entire population and get away with it.
I feel like maybe they didn't tell because no, that was another thing. She was like, tell these people or die for like your sins. I think it was. So I think he just kept it to himself the whole time, or all four of them kept them to themselves.
Matt, no.
I mean,
Soul
we'll
though.
see.
What
I
about
know. So
Soul?
he is
If they
nice. He
do
wouldn't
that,
do
okay.
that.
If they pull it that Soul was a bad guy, I swear to God, that might be some of the worst writing ever. Why would you make the actual good character? It's supposed to be they literally represent good. Their name is Sun.
Yeah.
Why would you make them the bad character? If that is what it is, I don't want to watch it anymore. That is trash writing. No offense. That is trash. I don't want to watch it. Seriously, that is so
I don't know,
bad.
it did got renewed for a season 2 already. Like before it even came out, it was like
Would you
years.
be upset if they pull a Soul as bad?
I don't know. Because, no, I think if it was Soul, yes. Because Soul, I feel like, is very... Well, its actor is the main character from Squid Game. He goes by JJ. I don't know his actual name, but he kind of, like... His acting kind of, like... It's literally feels like a ray of sunshine kind of vibe. He's just
His
so
name is
positive.
Sun. That's what
Yeah,
Soul
exactly,
is. Sun.
yeah. So I feel like if he was a bad guy, I would be upset, but, like... There's not really any other, like, Jedi that could be a bad guy. Like, you know what I mean? But it would be a cool twist, like... Nah, but they've done the twist before, actually.
No, it wouldn't be a
They...
cool twist. That would just be lame. That would be
Mm,
boring writing. Oh,
okay.
it turns out the positive guy is mean. Whoop-de-doo. Who cares? Or like, I don't know. That takes me out of the entire story. It really does. That really does. Like, is that wrong? If he was the bad guy, I would
I think if
instantaneously go,
Soul was the
that's fucking
bad
stupid.
guy,
That's
yeah,
fucking stupid if he is. That's
yeah.
fucking stupid. You don't make a character completely around good and then take it away instantaneously. Why is my biggest word today instantaneously? I've said it like 10 times during the entire podcast.
Have you actually?
Yeah. But why would they do that? I don't know. If they do that, I'm going to be very upset. And very
Guys,
upset or very change it up in a bad way.
When the show's done, we'll get Nick back on the podcast and we'll have a whole spiel about.
I wonder what Whale's opinion on that is.
He did message me on the nap. He was like, "Let me know when you finish the newest episode." So that's gonna. He said, "Let me know if and when you watch the Acolyte, Mckenzie. Pog you." But yeah, overall, the Acolyte so far, I think overall I give it like a. I really did like this new episode.
First 2 episodes, solid 8, solid maybe cinematography approaching 9, dialogue approaching 7, makes it an 8.
Yeah.
Third, cinematography was still a 9, but the dialogue was even worse, and that scene that we don't understand what happened, and the acting just took us completely out of it. Man, I swear I'm still riled up about because what I'm saying is that if Soul was the bad guy, I would hate it. But if that young guy with that got the scar was the bad guy, I would be completely okay with it because he's not the character that they made into the good guy.
Exactly.
I'd be completely okay with that. I'd be like, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, this random guy that I don't know anything about, they can make backstory on this.
Yeah, no, I agree with that because Master Soul, like I said, he's literally like you said, his name is Sun. He has the same like
aura as Yoda. You know he's not going to do something bad.
Exactly.
Or any of the other guys. I don't know why I chose Yoda. I love Yoda.
But we shall see. We shall see. But that is an hour and 22 of the podcast. It is 1:20 a.m. I need to upload
Sorry,
this.
listeners, for my little rant there at the end about Soul. Got very heated.
We like the rants. But thank you so much for listening to the podcast. We'll be back again this time, not that late. Apologies that it was a day late. We are going to have Koldamar again. Woo! And we'll have the Acolyte episode 4 review in.
Let's go!
And then I was going to do a solo app, but maybe I'll bring him back again. I don't want to do a solo app. I can barely do a 2-person app. I don't know how to do an intro. I think I would just be here and he's like, so the weather.
You? Like by yourself?
If I was alone.
I do think that you could do it by yourself. I think it's just much easier when you have someone to bounce off of with anything in life.
I've been listening to Wine about it, and I do.
Oh, have you? Really? You listen to that podcast? Really? You never mentioned it.
I don't really actually talk about Wine about it. I do.
Bro.
I mentioned it to you, and
bro, no. Okay. I'm a listener of the podcast.
I know you listen to everyone.
You do. Trust me. Almost every episode, actually, you talk about it.
They only have 2 people, and they sometimes.
She's moving on, by the way, guys, if you can't tell.
They have like sometimes like dead air, like it's just silence, and I'm always like, did my AirPods die? Is it playing out loud? Like I just get so like like scared whenever it happens, that I'm like, now I'm trying not to have any dead air. I'm like, if I am doing something or googling something, I'm like do 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 do, like just something so that people are like, okay, the audio is still playing.
Yeah,
So
that makes
that's my
sense.
little. I don't know why I'm mentioning that, but let me know if you are a fan of that or if you like the quietness for a little bit. Now we
In
sit
the
in silence.
like when you're trying to talk and you're like you don't force conversation like you talked about earlier today.
More like if I'm searching up something and like we don't have anything to talk about because I'm searching something up. It's just like, or it's like we don't have a
Yeah,
topic
I
and
think
we're like trying to brainstorm something and we're just like,
I think it's better to leave it there than like because I think as a listener, you definitely after a while of listening to podcasts, you get a gist in your head where you're like, all right, they're getting to the end of this topic. Where's the transition going to
okay,
be? How are they going to get to the next one? So I feel like it's much better to not have like a kind of a filler 5 second thing to say while you're looking up the thing you're already talking about.
mm-hmm.
'Cause I think it's easier to listen to personally, at least. That's my
Yeah,
opinion.
I what's it called? I always appreciate opinions because like that was a new podcast that I was listening to really, even though I apparently mentioned it a lot. Um, so
You do.
I was just at work and I was always like, did it end? Like I was just double checking every time. I don't want people to deal with that when we were listening to our podcast.
No, yeah, I think it is. Yeah, because yeah, people could be like, oh, is it over
Yeah,
or is it still going? Yeah, that makes sense.
you picking up
I it
my
depends on the
vibe,
person, I guess, that's listening, like
and
the attention
where
span.
you are as well.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for listening to the podcast. We appreciate it. Don't forget to rate the podcast 5 stars or whatever you're listening to it on. I can't English. Wow. I have a stuffy nose. It's been hard to breathe these past like 30 minutes. Can you tell?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Ever since your voice started dying.
Yeah, I hope I don't get sick. If so, I'm blaming the Dunkin' Donuts. But like I said, Nick will be here again for another episode. So if you have
If they want
questions
me,
for him, actually, yeah, no, Milo's gonna be replacing him. So you guys will
that
finally
would be a
hear
banger
meow.
episode.
He wouldn't say anything. It would just be the solo app that I was talking about.
It would be you. That's perfect.
No, I want you here. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, make sure to join the Discord, which is discord.gg/matchat no underscore, just matchat, because we don't have a podcast Discord, because that's just too much work.
Yeah, that would be too much.
It
Yeah.
just be wait, like everyone's already in my server. But yeah, if you guys have questions, make sure to get the podcast roll, and we appreciate you listening and hope you have a great rest of your day. And make sure I never did my laundry.
I never did mine either.
Shit, we're gonna go do our laundries. Okay, bye bye.
I'm not.
Nah,
Bye
yeah, not me
bye.
either. I'm going to bed. Bye bye.